welcome back to STM32 tutorials. Myself Ajinkya and we are here to learn embedded system on STM32F103 controller. So let's begin. In previous video we talked about the GPIO configuration. In this video we will talk about the system clock configuration. So there are three different clock sources which can be used to drive the system clock. First one is internal RC oscillator, second one is external crystal oscillator, and third one is main PLL clock. In the CubeMX software, under the System Core tab, you can see an option RCC. So when you click on RCC, you can see the RCC mode and configuration. Under the mode, you can see two more clocks. First one is high speed clock and second one is low speed clock. Under the high speed clock, you can see two more options: bypass clock source and crystal resonator. Under the low speed clock, you can see the same options. Now click on the clock configuration tab next to pinout and configuration. Zoom in a little bit to get a more clear picture. Here you can observe the 40 kHz low speed internal RC clock which drives the independent watchdog timers and optionally used for the RTC clock. The HSI clock signal is generated from an internal 8 MHz RC oscillator and can be used directly as a system clock or used as a PLL input. The HSI RC oscillator has an advantage of providing a clock source at low cost. It also has a faster startup time than HSC crystal oscillator. However, with calibration the frequency is less accurate than the external crystal oscillator or ceramic resonator. That's why we prefer the HSC oscillator. Once the system clock source is selected from the three options, there are several prescalers for the AHB frequency and peripheral buses, that is APB1 and APB2. We can select the prescaler factor according to the speed of operation needed. For different prescaler factors, you can observe the change in peripheral clock frequencies. We can try changing the prescaler factors of APB1 and APB2 and see how it affects the clock frequencies for the peripherals. Different peripherals are connected to APB1 and APB2 buses, so their functioning is dependent on these clock frequencies. So these prescaler factors must be selected correctly. By default, external crystal oscillator source is disabled. So to enable that, you have to click on the pin and configuration, click on RCC under the system core, click on high speed clock and select the crystal ceramic resonator. Here you can observe that two pins are reserved for external crystal connection. So these pins cannot be used for any other functionalities. Go back to clock configuration. Now you can observe that we can select the HSC clock source for PLL source mux as well as for the system clock mux. The CubeMX software indicates any violation that occurs due to PLL mux or due to the prescaler factor. So we have to adjust the prescaler factor as well as the PLL mux factor so that the maximum clock speed limitation is not violated. So here you can observe the violation of the rules. The maximum clock frequency for the STM32F103 controller is 72 MHz and we are exceeding it. So there is a violation of system clock frequency. So we have to select the PLL multiplication factor such that we do not exceed the maximum clock frequency of 72 MHz for the system. Here you can observe that with system clock frequency set to 72 MHz, we are still violating the maximum clock frequency rules for APB1. So we have to change the prescaler factor for APB1. Now let's look at which peripherals are connected to APB1 and which peripherals are connected to APB2. So here you can observe that APB2 can operate at maximum 48 or 72 MHz. All the GPIOs and ADCs along with timer 1, SPI 1 and UART 1 are connected to APB2 bus. The APB1 bus can be operated at 24 or 36 MHz maximum. The peripherals connected to EPB1 are timer 2, timer 3, timer 4, USART 2, USART 3, SPI 2, I2C1, I2C2, USB CAN. If you enjoy the video, click on like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to check our Telegram channel. Also watch the basic electronics videos linked here. We will see you next time.